Hello again, DB here. This is December 31st, 2010, and just wanted to make a quick little video tonight. Talk about a few things around the world the way I see them. Liken it to the Twilight Zone. Where do you start? There's been a lot happening in the country, in our nation this year. A lot that people don't particularly care for or aren't glad it happened. There'll be a lot happening in the next year or so too. But I don't know. The society is just upside down. I mean, we have our own government that puts fluoride in our water supply. Which has a lot of cancer-causing agents in it. We have new things going on with what they call the global warming or the climate change, carbon sequestering, where they actually take the carbon and insert it into chambers underground, which is ridiculous. Carbon, that's what the plants, our plants live off of carbon. The carbon emissions from us and other sources around the world, that's what the plants count on to grow and get their food supply from. So that's another crazy thing. We have here in the United States, just look at it. Our government is so far out of line with the will of the people of this nation. It's unbelievable. I mean, you couldn't write this. You couldn't write this script for a Twilight Zone episode. It's so unreal. Legislation goes through our own bodies, the House and Senate, written by corporations and banks with New World Order agendas in each bill, huge bills, 2,000-page plus bills. They have come to the point, the government, the legislators voting for this stuff, they don't even read it. There's no way they could read this stuff. And they vote on it and they pass it against the will of the people in most cases. How nutty is that? The people object, but it passes anyway. It's out of control. It's out of control, and there's got to be a stopping point and a turning point to reverse this soon. It's got to happen soon, folks. But other things, the GMO foods, Frankenfood, they feed it to us. It's almost impossible to escape. You have to go totally organic, grow your own garden, stuff like that, to get away from it. You have the government in the name of security from the terrorists. You have those guys from the caves that brought down the towers. Right. TSA. We're going to radiate your body, or if you don't want that, then we're going to stick our hands down your pants, and you're just going to have to take it, You're just going to have to take it, or you can't fly. That's insanity. It's just insanity. I don't know how else to put it. Other things too. They say that the free market in this country is going to come back. Yeah, well, it's not even. Our economy is never going to be free market. It really hasn't been for quite a while. It's been a manipulated, stacked market in favor of the corporations. That's only going to get worse. There's no way to turn that back unless we totally reinstitute a free market system based on your achievements through your running of the businesses that you might have, not by propping it up or government bailouts that stacks the deck in favor of other industries over others. That's the only way you can have a free market. You have to have free competition in the marketplace without any incentives one way or for one side or the other in terms of the business climate. It has to be a fair, equal playing field for a free market to actually function. Otherwise, it's manipulated market. But the countries, that's another bad point. Twilight Zone scenario, people would never believe that General Motors, people from 20, 30 years ago would never believe that General Motors would be owned by the national government. And as far as the economic recovery, it's just being propped up. It's like it's a slow motion. The curtain's coming down in slow motion on Empire America, and it's done this way to keep the people in their place. They don't want a revolution. Maybe they do, and they might get one before it's all over with. But it's all orchestrated. They're keeping the interest rates low to keep the banks stabilized. Otherwise, if the interest rates would go up, the banks would be taking losses on all these low interest loans now. They're not going to let that happen. So there's really no going back. I mean, they're going to print money until the printing of the money doesn't work any longer, and the rest of the world drops the dollar. And that's where we're headed. And then once that happens, once our nation is no longer an economic power driving the world's economy, and we're getting there now, society in this country is going to change dramatically. There's laws in place right now that by the end of this century, there won't be any entitlement programs available for us. Everything will be done through the government. I think before the century ends, children will be raised and educated in government education camps. They'll be born simply to serve the state's purposes. That's how serious the situation is. And we're at a time where, it's pivotal point in history. And we're losing it, and we're losing it fast. And I really wish it weren't so. Hopefully before this takeover is completed, enough citizens wake up and decide that freedom is worth fighting for and preserving. Well, thank you for your time, and have a good evening.